Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Cardano and its native token ADA. So if you guys like the content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and please give the video a thumbs up. Also, do check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. So let's go ahead and jump in. So it's been a little while since we talked about ADA. ADA had a really nice run, right? And we followed it all, the entire way. If you look at, say, the daily chart, right, you can see the incredible growth, right, just on a daily time frame here, where it essentially increased from the low up to the current price of over 700 and or so around 776%. Of course, if you don't take it from the bottom of the wick and instead maybe take it from the bottom of the candle, it's closer to around 538%. But this was that move, right? We had been anticipating. We followed ADA during this time period, noting that this seemed like a really good accumulation phase. Okay, and now it's kind of like, okay, well, we made the move. We made the move that we thought we were going to make in anticipation of Shelley. It was business as usual, right? So now what? So where are we heading now? Well, a couple things. So the first thing is, if we look to see the amount of time, let's go ahead and switch this over to a daily time frame. So if we switch it to a daily time frame first, you can see on the move down, we came all the way down, and then we moved sideways for a bit before seeing a continuation of that move. So we essentially moved from this point up here all the way down, but in between here we had a period where we kind of said, okay, well, where are we headed next? And if we take a measured move, you can see that, during that time, we spent around 34 to 35 days or so before we continued our prior move. So the question, right, we have with ADA is, are we creating a nice, level of symmetry here? Are we going to kind of doing something similar where we sort of move sideways, maybe a little bit downward, before continuing our move up? And if you look at the last move, it came down and then it slowly moved up over the course of that month. So if we were to take a measured move from the bottom up to the top, it was around a 30% increase up after this move all the way down. So now, if we were to take a measured move from the top point here, not the wick that we saw, but the top point here, all the way down, you can see it's around a 20% drop or so. Okay, so 20% drop. Now the interesting thing is we've been moving sideways / sort of down for about 30 days. Okay, and the question, right, is are we going to continue this trend, right? Are we going to start moving back up, or are we going to then come back down to this level? Now I think it depends on a couple things, right? I mean, first of all, if Bitcoin holds this level, sorry about these other drawings I previously had on here, if Bitcoin holds this current level and just starts moving sideways, then I do think it leaves room for ADA to start moving against Bitcoin. If on the other hand Bitcoin goes up or Bitcoin goes down, then I think the ADA Bitcoin ratio would likely bleed. The only way I think that it wouldn't bleed is if Bitcoin slowly moves up. So if it very slowly moves up, but if it say moves up to 12K, 13K, 14K really quickly, then of course this ratio would likely bleed. So for the most part, what I would be hoping for to see a continuation of ADA to continue this move, right, would be I would want to see Bitcoin continue to hold this level. Now, one of the things that's interesting with this, right, is it's easy to get caught up in, say, daily time frames and even weekly time frames. But if you look at the monthly time frame, so if we zoom in here on the monthly time frame, it tells a pretty nice story, right? I mean, you can see the clear downtrend here, and then after that downtrend, we move sideways. And I mean, it's pretty obvious, that region. And then after moving sideways for a while, we've started moving back up. And, we're moving back up, hopefully back to this level here. Now, if we were to let's take a trend angle here. So let's look at this one. So you can see it's around 53 degrees. Of course, we know that this would depend on the aspect ratio. For instance, if I were to, expand this out or contract it back, it would change that angle, obviously. But for a given aspect ratio, let's go ahead and find an angle. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. So for a given aspect ratio, let's go with this one. It's around a 37-degree move. So with this aspect ratio, it's around a 37-degree move. And with this one, it's around a 135-degree move. So if you note against, say, so if this is 135 degrees, we know that this whole one would be 180 degrees, right? So then that means this move was around a 45-degree move. And of course, there's some, you can be a little bit more liberal with that and even take it down a bit lower to go through the center of those candles. And maybe it's 139 degrees. So 180 minus 139 puts it at around a 41-degree move down to this point. And then you can see we're almost around that. We're a 37-degree move, hopefully back up. And the thing is, right, is we had 5 monthly candles in a row that were red. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we had our, just our general accumulation phase, right? So then if we repeat that pattern, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're currently at our 5th one. And the interesting thing too, right, is this candle on the move down also had a wick. So it had a wick down. This one had a strong wick up. And we're starting a new candle here, which is similar to where this last candle was, on the downtrend. So on this momentum shift from coming up to then coming down. So, what I'm looking for, right, is hoping to see a continuation here for ADA to continue moving up against Bitcoin. So this is what I want to see. If we were to drop against Bitcoin, then it would likely mean Bitcoin is either moving up or falling down. Because I have a feeling that if, and I mean, my feelings are pretty much irrelevant, but I just react to what happens in the market. But I have a feeling that if Bitcoin holds this level, 11.6, 11.7, 11.8, 11.9, if it holds that level, I think there's a good chance that ADA is going to start gaining on Bitcoin again. We've kind of had this level where we've just been moving sideways for a bit, and we've seen this before, right? We saw it move up to this level, so a 58% move up, and then here's another. So if we just draw all of them, here's another one. This was a 70, or let's just go to the top of the candle. So about a 55% move up, and then a sideways again. This one was around a 67% move up, and then sideways again. Yet another one here, a 68% move up, and then sideways again. And then we started another move up, and then we've been moving sideways. And you can see that we've done this several times, right? I mean, we moved sideways from this region. It took around 16 days. This one here was around a month or so. This one right here took around another month. This one before the other move was around 20 days. And then the current move that we're in has been around 14 days. So about 2 weeks. I know it seems like a lot longer, but really ADA has been fairly bullish, and it's just been kind of stepping up this ladder, right? Just slowly, if we just get like the brush, I guess, you can see it kind of moves up, and then it goes sideways. Then it goes up, and then it consolidates. Then back up, and it consolidates. Up, consolidates. Up, consolidates. So what I'm looking for, right, and this is ADA USD, not ADA Bitcoin. I think, again, as long as Bitcoin holds this level, there's a good chance that at some point, relatively soon, could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be tomorrow, that maybe we see ADA make and move to, say, like the next level, right? To continue that move up. It stayed fairly bullish. Admittedly, I was a little worried after Shelley to see, where it might retrace to. But given the fact that Bitcoin stayed really bullish, Ethereum has been really bullish. I think it's been really good for ADA during a potential, say, sell the news event, right? So this is the continuation move I'm hoping for, and to basically see, a monthly candle here, the August candle, really start to fill this gap at some point this month is what I would like to see. No, it's possible that it stays an accumulation month and we continue on later. But again, it would be nice to see this continue on up. And then essentially, I imagine we're not just going to continue to shoot up consistently. We'll probably, if we shoot up, then we might consolidate a little bit before continuing back on. We might even retrace against Bitcoin at some point, especially if Bitcoin makes a significant move to the upside, and especially if it goes to 20K. If Bitcoin goes to 20K, almost every single coin out there in the short term will likely bleed against Bitcoin. So you always need to be on the lookout for something like this happening. So, it's been a while since we made a video on ADA. It's not that we've forgotten about it, right? It's one of the ones I have in my portfolio. It's not financial advice, but it's just my primary hedge against Ethereum. And it has served us well. It's gone from less than 2 cents to 15 cents in just a few months' time. I still think, the market cycle is relatively young. There's a long way to go. First is the journey, up to $1. A lot of you guys were with me from the journey up to 10 cents. So join me now that we're above 10 cents. Join me on that journey to $1. I think we'll get there. It'll take some time. It's going to be hard. We'll see a lot of pullbacks. It's going to be a long cycle, but I think we will make it to $1 and beyond over the next several years. So let me know what you guys think. Again, as long as Bitcoin is doing okay here, I think it'll be really good for ADA. This is the regression band, and remember, it's that 20-week moving average. So this 20-week moving average, which is currently at around $8,900, that we really want Bitcoin to hold in the short term, wherever that happens. So if it drops back down, even if Bitcoin drops back down to 8,900, if it can hold the 20-week as it did during the last bull market, I still think it would be okay for ADA. I mean, obviously, if Bitcoin drops to that level, ADA is probably dropping back to 10 cents, but it still means that the bull market could be in full effect. It's just a normal retracement along that path. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We do have the premium content, which you should check out at intothecryptoverse.com if you want access to exclusive content. The prices will be going up on that rather soon, so if you want to get in at the current price, make sure you sign up. We'll follow ADA, and the next time we do a video, I'm sure we'll kind of see what happened over the last couple weeks. So thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, check out the Telegram channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.